A San Diego area high school battle comes down to the wire, all coming up next on a brand new counterattack. Hey everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the counterattack, brought to you by the Rudy Project and XX2I, and we'll get to San Diego in a moment, but first, high school championship action in Georgia. Last week, we crowned the Division III and girls winners. This week, the Division I-II crown taken by the Wildcats. They defeat Norcross 10-8 in the final. Thanks to this photo from the Georgia High School Water Polo Association. Congrats to the Wildcats. And now we turn to college water polo. Last week on the Pac-12 Network, the Cal Bears all over Santa Clara 21-9. Cal with just one loss so far on the year. Very competitive at the top of the rankings in men's college water polo. And that leads us nicely into our Cap 7 college scoreboard. A couple of close calls for some of the top teams in the land. UCLA holding off Pepperdine 8-7. It was USC being taken to overtime against Long Beach State. The men of Troy win it 11-9 in OT. Caltech winning 3 games this past weekend. Break up the Beavers. They defeat Occidental 12-9. And then last but not least, Johns Hopkins over Laverne 17-13. Why was that also extra important? The 400th win in the career of Johns Hopkins head coach Ted Bresnahan. Congrats to Coach. Commemorated here with a team photo on the Hopkins SoCal Twitter account. And that leads us into our USA Water Polo National Collegiate Rankings. Not too much of a change from last week, as so many of the top teams have maintained just one-loss status. UCLA ahead of the pack into UC Irvine, Long Beach State, UC Santa Barbara, UC Davis, and Pepperdine. More water polo on TV, a top 10 matchup as UC Santa Barbara visits Stanford this Saturday on the Pac-12 Network Bay Area, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We stick with college water polo and we switch gears to women's college water polo as the annual Collegiate Cup is headed to Fresno, California this November 4th and 5th. Area high schools and Fresno State will be hosting all the action. Here's a look at the teams expected to compete in addition to some top-level colleges. The New York Athletic Club, the Chinese national team, also some USA Pipeline national teams will be joining forces with some of the top college teams in the country, including the home team, the Fresno State Bulldogs, who are gearing up for their first collegiate season this spring in 2018. We'll have more information as we get closer to this event and, of course, highlights afterwards right here on USA Water Polo TV. And we stick with women's water polo. This past Friday, the women's national team was in Morro Bay, California at the opening of the brand new aquatic facility at Morro Bay High School. Some photos here from the big event, Morro Bay, a little north of San Luis Obispo, and Team USA. They were some of the first athletes into the water at the brand new pool, part of a training weekend in the area. Congrats to Morro Bay. Always a great feeling to get a brand new pool in your area. We know it's going to make a big difference for all the aquatics teams on site. And from there, we head back down south. 5-time Olympian Tony Azevedo was honored at his high school, Long Beach Wilson, a longtime power in high school water polo, recognizing Azevedo last week. It was all those years ago in 2000 as Azevedo, as an 18-year-old, graduated from high school and then played in his first Olympic Games. He retired earlier this year. Here's some footage from the Long Beach Press-Telegram. Good stuff there. And then we turn to high school action and the start of the show. We go back to San Diego via Fox Sports San Diego Prep Insider. A big matchup, La Jolla High School and the Bishops. Take a look.
So La Jolla looks for that big play, that big breaker. That comes from Cole Atwell. That's a goal right there that breaks out the "We Run LJ" chant from the Vikings fans.
I wanted this one so bad. No one knew we were going to be able to do it, but we did it, and I'm stoked.
And now we go from the pool to the golf course in Northern California's Orinda Country Club for the Olympic Club 4th Annual USA Water Polo Northern California Golf Tournament and Auction Reception presented by Diablo Alliance Water Polo. A look here at some of the action on the course. Olympians Kylie Nuschel, Brad Schumacher, among others, taking part. A big thank you to all those that donated and lended their time to make an event like this happen. We appreciate your support. And now let's close out the show as we do every week with our social media send-off, the best of the internet online. You can be involved. Use the hashtag counterattack. Olympic Development Program training, it's up and running in the Midwest. The ODP Midwest Twitter account sharing this. Last week, National Coaching Day, as we are reminded by the LA84 Foundation. And a reminder, thank you to all of our coaches, not just the national team coaches, but all of our USA Water Polo member coaches and coaches everywhere that are helping grow the game of water polo. We appreciate what you do. State champs in Georgia, we told you about the Wildcats. How about one of the Wildcats' biggest supporters? This is a very good fan, a very good dog. The Kraken Water Polo Twitter account sharing this. It was fittingly St. Francis Day at St. Francis in Sacramento. This group won the costume contest. When in doubt, dress up as water polo players. Your odds increase of winning a costume contest. Last week, the ESPNW Summit, Olympians Maggie Steffens, Ashley Johnson, Jamie Comer all on hand in Newport Beach. Maggie sharing a picture of a beautiful venue there in Newport. And how about this? Ashley Johnson on the event folder that went to all the attendees. That's good promotion for the game of water polo. Speaking of Olympians, Courtney Mathewson and her husband Chris welcoming their first child, Aspen. Courtney sharing this photo via Instagram. Good stuff there. Congrats to the family. Kevin Dana, obviously a big fan of the show here in the Counterattack. When we talked about AOL screen names, AIM is going away. He offered his old screen name. We're pretty sure he's joking. Flap Friday returns co-ed style at Oaks Christian. Jack Coker sending this one in. The payoff is at the end. Take a look.
Oh yeah, baby. Girls and guys, varsity JV, everybody. Making it happen. Making it happen. And Alika for the final. Hi, Dad. Oh!
And last but not least, the Princeton Club Water Polo team. Well, you've got to work on your lob shots whenever you get a chance, even if that involves fruit snacks. A big thanks to all those that submitted videos. There you have it, the best of our social media send-off. Use the hashtag Counterattack. Tag us at USAWP. That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, when you're on the Counterattack, look weak side.